Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. And in what is now a firmly established annual tradition, welcome to my AliExpress 11/11 sale recommendations video. This is the biggest of the numerous sales on AliExpress each year, so if you have been eyeing up something specific, now is probably the time to buy it. Or if you are just mooching for something new, here are 10 possibilities for you and a couple of extras. Now the sale doesn't start for another few days, but the prices have been revealed and Ali allows you to add items to your cart and check out on the 11th. I have 4 of these watches in my cart ready to go. I'll tell you what they are over the course of the video. I'll leave links to everything in the order that I show them in the description of the video. To be clear, I am an AliExpress affiliate, so if you make a purchase after clicking on one of the links, they pay me a small commission, a small finder's fee. You don't pay any more for the product. Just so we're clear, thanks very much. Let's get on with it. And no San Martins on this list, by the way. They get a separate video coming tomorrow. And everyone loves a bargain dive watch, so let's start with a bargain dive watch. Sort of. Now, Cadisen say they've sold nearly 500 of these things so far, according to the listing. And the price must be a big part of that appeal, coming in at $60 US once you start adding the all-important vouchers. The vouchers seem especially important during this particular sale, by the way. They are available in 3 colours. There's black, there's blue, and there's brown. I think they're all quite attractive colours. Sizing looks spot on at 40mm in diameter, 47mm lug to lug, 13mm thick, and a good weight. Specs also look perfectly reasonable for the money, including a Miyota movement, domed mineral crystal, and a decent looking beads of rice bracelet with enough adjustment in the clasp to be comfortable. It's got a textured dial, it's got applied indices, it's got a good looking and well proportioned handset, and in these photos it looks fairly well made. But have you noticed what I've noticed? It has an inner dive time scale, but that scale doesn't appear to move. There is only one crown. So it looks like a dive watch, but it isn't really a dive watch. Slightly unusual, but you know what? I'm having one anyway, because I think it looks good. Moving on to a well-priced and attractive looking integrated bracelet watch from Kronos. Now, I've looked at a couple of Kronos over the years and they have been very, very well made. And this one looks no different. It's very much on trend with the current AliExpress brand push towards dial colours and dial patterns. There are a number of different dial colours and patterns available with this one, including a rather good looking guilloche pattern and even a brand logo dial with their hourglass logo, also in various colours. Much like San Martin, the finishing on Kronos is really good for the money, and unlike a lot of other brands, they offer a no-date version here, as well as one with a date complication at 3. Personally, I think I'll be going for the one without the date. I think it looks better with these pattern dials, especially when the date is rather kind of stuck in there at 3 with a white date wheel. These are available with a Japanese-made Miyota 9000 series, either the 9015 if you opt for the date, or the 90S5 no date specific if you don't. They all come with a free leather strap either way. Normal price $280 for the no date, $250 for the date, take $30 off that for the sale, and another $40 off that for the voucher, and they're coming in either just over or just under $200 during the sale. A pretty strong offering if you don't already have this style of watch in your collection. Alright, at number 3, I'm definitely going to try and get one of these in for a full review in the future. It's the Boderry Voyager chronograph. I actually had a look at these in person at the Hong Kong Clock and Watch Fair in September, and they looked fantastic. This is a Seagull ST19 powered version of their Voyager field watch, which, if you weren't already aware, is made of titanium. So we're kind of stacking unicorns on top of each other here. It's a mechanical column wheel chronograph field watch with 100 meters of water resistance, made of titanium, for pretty much bang on $200 once you add the vouchers. One word of caution though with these from experience of the three-hander, the bracelets are rather large. They really push the lug to lug out, so I would only be going for that if you have a wrist big enough for it. Otherwise, just go for the NATO strap version. And there's only one colour choice for me really, that being the powder coated blue. It is just so unusual. I think they charge an extra $20 or so for the privilege, but I think it's worth it, especially when you add the red hands and the little red chronograph reset button. Boderry are one to watch for sure. I predict they're just going to get bigger and bigger over the next 5 years. Now, I've always thought that one style of watch that the AliExpress brands get right is the retro military watch. The designs themselves are often rather prescriptive and they therefore suit a sterile dial. And I spotted this one by Thorn. I think it's a little nugget. It is also in my cart today. Not only is it very attractive with those cathedral hands and simple legible numerals, but it is $90 once the sale starts and you apply a voucher. And it's made of titanium as a bonus. Now, side profile shots do reveal that it is a girthy little thing, especially when on the supplied canvas style NATO strap. But it has drilled lugs, so that strap can be swapped out pretty easily for something else, and I will forgive it a little bit of extra beef around the middle because I think it's so damned good looking. The loom shots also look excellent from the photos, but there is one twist to this particular tail. There is a bronze bullet embedded into the case back. I've never seen that before. That kind of design quirk really is the stuff of AliExpress legends, so what can I say? There's one of these in my car. I will be grabbing it on the 11th for sure. You'll be seeing it on the channel soon. I know you've been waiting for it. What self-respecting AliExpress list on this channel would be complete without at least one Pagani design? So here it is. And today it seems they've been copying Longines' homework. Their PD1784, particularly in green, does look rather familiar. I think we have to give some props therefore to Longines here because their brand trajectory over the last couple of years has seen them go from mid-tier irrelevancy to good enough to be copied by Pagani Design. Seriously though, if you're alright with it being a one-for-one copy, then you can't complain about a Seiko NH34 powered watch with stainless steel case and bracelet, with sapphire crystal, and with 200 meters of water resistance for $80 during the sale. Now, renders are one thing, but you always get a better sense of a watch from the photos. And you know what? The photos aren't half bad. I think the fact that they use domed sapphire really helps with this one. Now, it's an $80 Pagani, so the loom is highly unlikely to last all night, and the bracelet and particularly the clasp are likely to be the weak spots, but I reckon stick that green one on some vintage leather and you have got an absolute banger for well under a ton. Next up, it's a bit of a 2-for-1 from Merkur. Now, I like Merkur stuff. I think it's always really a bit interesting. They do a nice line of these Chinese retro reissues. Characterful, quirky and colourful watches that aren't trying to look Swiss or German. And I know this style of piece has found plenty of fans. I reckon you should have a look at these two. The first is a Fang Zhen sector dial. It's available in a bunch of different retro colours. I particularly like the purple and the super pale blue. Now, they're all powered by the same manual wind caliber. They feature a 36mm case diameter and domed crystal, emphasising their mid-century origins. Merkur straps are always pretty decent as well. If you don't fancy the sector dial, then they do essentially the same thing with a 36912 layout in either off-white or a lovely pale orange. Again, not spec monsters, but that's not the point with these. If you have an eye for vintage and are prepared to look beyond Switzerland and Japan, then they really are rather interesting and shouldn't cost more than around $85 or equivalent during the sale. Okay, it has been a long time since I included a watch like this on a list like this, but I spotted one the other day and it made me ask myself, why had it been so long? It's a super simple, straight up Type A Flieger from Corgeut for under $50. I have long maintained that Fliegers, again, are a great type of watch to buy on AliExpress because they all look the same. They're all supposed to look the same. So a $50 one from arm's length looks pretty much the same as a $10,000 one from arm's length. This one is available in two colours, either very traditional black or very non-traditional green. They feature sapphire crystal covering the dial. It's a 42mm case, which is not actually too bad for this style. Many of them are 44s, but really you're buying this one because of the movement. That movement is a Seagull ST3600. It's a clone of the ETA 6497, which originally began as a pocket watch movement, first sold in 1950. So just like the ST19 Seagull you saw earlier on, this one is a bit of a living fossil. They are lovely to look at and they're fun to own and to wind with a tick 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 that will most certainly remind you that you're wearing one. The strap looks good on this one, the hardware looks good on this one. I have no doubt the loom will not be anywhere near as good as in the photo, but for $50, I don't really care, so I'm buying one. Alright, it's another bit of a 2-for-1, and this time I need your help. There are two watches from a brand that I have not bought from before that I quite like the look of. Please leave me a comment, let me know which of the two you think I should buy. They're both by a brand called Farasute, like parachute. Yeah, not the best name, but I have it on good authority that the watch is a lot better than the branding. This is the first one. It's a really interesting dial layout. It's a symmetrical case, but the hour and minute hands sit to the right of the central axis and the seconds hand sits to the left of the central axis, with the branding a little bit all over the place. This one comes in three colours, a kind of peachy brown, a red and a grey, and it looks like it ships on a half decent mesh. It's a 40-20 by the way, it has sapphire crystal and it's a Hangzhou customised movement in the back of it. That one is around $240 US. Option 2, same brand, slightly more conventional looks. This one is a little bit more expensive, but that's not really a factor. Again, it's a 40-20 with sapphire. This time it's a Seagull ST17. Again, a bunch of different colours. I'm leaning towards the salmon with the blue hands on the grey Epson strap. I think that is a killer combination. I don't know which one to go for. Both are in my cart at the moment, but I'm not going to buy both. I'll leave links to both so you can check them out for yourself. I guess I've got about 3 days to decide which one to buy. Okay, only a couple more, and they're both from the same brand. At number 9, it's an absolute gem of a little chronograph by Addiesdive. Now, there is a clue in the name. They are more normally associated with dive watches, but for less than $60 you can pick up this wee guy, which is most certainly not a dive watch. I say wee, it's 38mm in diameter. It's basically the same size as a Seagull 1963. There's some lovely detailing on the edge of the chrono pushers as well as the crown. It has domed mineral crystal, a decent looking NATO strap, 100 meters of water resistance, and a Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement, so you know it's going to be reliable for years and years. They've sold quite a few of these already and the reviews are excellent. It generally looks like it's a bit of a steal at the price. But the one thing on the listing that got me excited more than anything else is one of the specifications. Now, there's all the usual stuff here, you know, model name, depth rating, movement name, case material, etc, etc, etc. But I've never seen a watch with lasagna case technology before, so this one seems like a bit of a must-buy. And finally, it's another Addiesdive, and I guess it's a bit of another 2-for-1 here as well. They have a lovely green and gold diver with 200 meters of water resistance, applied indices, beveled hands, and it even has a nice little loomed red arrowhead tip to the seconds hand. It looks rather Submariner-esque, but it's a 41mm case. It has mineral crystal, it's powered by a Miyota 8000 series, and it costs under $60. However, if you just can't stomach another auto in your box, they do a very similar looking one in quartz that comes in at under $50 once you add your vouchers during the sale. So there you have it, another sale, another top 10, another cart full of watches for yours truly. Let me know if I have missed any nuggets this time around, and let me know which of those Farasutes I should buy when the sale launches on the 11th. If nothing here tickled your fancy, why not check out the videos I made in June this year or March this year for their respective sales. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you later.